Hello everyone and welcome to the test ride of the Glewel Elite. Today we are going to ride it again, and I have the throttle installed here on the left side as I've shown you in the installment video, and we are going to check how the bike runs with the throttle installed and if there are other things to mention about it. So the battery is fully charged, and talking about the dynamics, I have got some extra weight, so I'm around 90 kilograms, and I have a rather heavy package on the rear rack because I have a solar panel and a solar charger there, solar generator. They are compact but they are rather heavy, and I also have my backpack here for the filming gear. And today the weather, although it's really warm for the month and the calendar, it's very windy, so this should be a very interesting test to see the performance of the bike now with the throttle installed. So I'm already on the 5th assisted mode, so I have full throttle, full power, so it will work both for my pedals and for this throttle. I'm not going to pedal, I'm just going to use the throttle. So I'm going to start from standstill with no pedaling, and I'm going to give it full throttle, and it starts right away. And it uses that ramp, that slow ramp, progressive acceleration. It's not very hard at the startup, but it's kind of linear, so it gets up to speed and it keeps getting speed. It's not going to accelerate very fast and then slowly get speed, or get some speed and then die out. This is just going to get speed linearly, and I'm doing 35 kilometers per hour right away. And that's about the top speed of this bike, because this is how it's designed to work. It actually does 36 kilometers per hour from time to time, and I can help it with pedaling, and I get now 39, 40. So you can go up to 40 kilometers per hour with no problem with this bike, in combination with the accelerator and pedaling. Great thing about the accelerator on this bike and the assisted mode is that you can actually select here. For instance, I have the assisted mode 1, and now if I'm going to pedal, I have the first assisted mode where the bike only helps me a bit, and it helps me to just get some small speed. And if I use the throttle, the bike will do that speed, but is limited in power and top speed by the first gear here. If I go to second gear, I get a boost in speed and get a boost in power, while the throttle is going to coexist with pedaling. So if I pedal, I'm now assisted in gear 2, but if I get tired in pedaling in assisted gear 2 and use the throttle, I'm going to just keep the top speed of gear 2. And the same goes for third gear, fourth gear, and fifth gear. Fifth gear on this bike, when it's unlocked, it means that you don't have any kind of power or speed limit, so it's going to just output what it can output at the maximum. And keep in mind that this wind is really annoying, and going that way, it's acting like a brake, so going that direction, it should be a bit better. Hopefully you are going to hear me on the camera, because I'm actually screaming. So you can see here I'm doing again 32, 33, and the speed is going up, and I can again pedal if I'm on the right gear, increase the speed, and I can also pedal it in the assisted mode. It all works just fine, and it coexists. And because this is kind of a preview, second edition, I'm going to tell you a bit more about the suspension on this bike, because this was the star of my review, because this thing is super smooth riding on all kinds of terrains because of this suspension design. But the shock here is really nice because actually uses air chambers, and you can adjust the pressure in them. And you have this o-ring here, and you can put this here up to the top, and you are going to see where the suspension travels, and it travels almost all the way. And that's really nice because that way you can actually adjust the suspension to make it work, to have the best travel depending on your weight. The dynamics of the bike are still the same, so it has similar power, similar acceleration, but with the added control of the throttle, now you can tackle more advanced terrain. So if you are going to go off-road and go rough terrains or do things more extreme, the throttle will really help you more. And now you have seen how the Glewel Elite works with the throttle. It was rather expecting it to perform that way, so it keeps the original performance that you have seen on the initial review, and I highly advise you to watch that. I'm going to leave a link somewhere here in the top corner, and you can see a lot more details about this bike. The bike is, I'm going to tell you the truth, it's one of my favorites because it really rides super smooth. So the suspension might look like other e-bikes, but this one performs a really lot better on the suspension. It's not the fastest bike, it's not the most powerful bike, but it really performs nicely and it's well built, so I really like that. And now with the throttle, it really is a complete e-bike, so you can ride it in any kind of way possible and in any kind of country possible, because you can quickly disconnect it if it's not legal for you. You can limit the speed, you can do whatever you want with this bike. So it's very versatile. You get everything that you want: a compliant bike, a faster bike, slower bike, faster bike, and so on. And with the throttle, now again I'm going to say that it's complete and it's working just fine, and the installation was very simple, as you have seen in my previous video. So until my next video, see you and bye bye.